Good afternoon, students. In this video, we are going to cover the integrity constraints. Integrity constraints are some conditions that can be applied on a table, and after the application of these constraints, data has to follow some constraints or conditions. We have six integrity constraints: primary key, not null, unique, default, check, and foreign key. In this video, we will be covering the five first constraints. We will not be covering foreign key in this video. We will have another video especially for foreign key. So let us see first the function of these constraints. Primary key. Primary key does not allow duplication. Means if you have applied primary key in one column, the value of that column can never be duplicated or replicated. Means if you have, say, admission number is one column and you have entered value 101, so you cannot enter a 101 for another tuple. Okay. Not null. A column upon which not null has been applied can never be null, as the name suggests. Unique, again, unique does not allow duplication. You will see primary key and unique function supposed to be same, but there is a little difference between the two that we will see later. Default, if column has been applied a default column, and in insert command, if you will not insert a value for a certain column, then the value mentioned in the default column will be inserted into the table. Check has a very variations. You can you can use it like if you have a salary column, then if you want to put that salary can never be zero, then you can apply check constraint there, or you can put some other condition like in between. If you want to mention some range, so then you can use check constraints. We will see it practically now. Let us see. I'm going to create the table student, and my columns are my first column is admission number, where I have applied a column primary key. Name column, data type varchar 40, and I have applied column constraint not null. Then I put the another column age, data type int, and I have put the condition check age greater than 0. So that means that check constraint will check that age should not be inserted 0. If a user will try to insert a 0 age, it will show an error. Then gender column, and I have taken the data type char2 for entering the value m for males and f for females. But if I put the default as m, means if user will not enter the value for gender column, it will insert m by default. Then mobile, data type varchar 12, and unique means for two students mobile number can never be same. So these are the five constraints. Let us execute this command. Query. Okay, that means table has been created. Now I will insert the data with different set of rows so that our concept will be clear. Let us see. Insert command. Admission number 101. Name, say, Abhilash. Should not be normal. Age I'm putting 15. Then gender I'm putting male. Male. I have to put the data type is varchar. It's obvious it has to be in single quotes or double quotes. Then mobile number, unique. Let's say very okay. Let us check data table. So this row has been inserted. Now I will violate the primary key constraint, means I will put the value for admission number 101 in another row, and this will not be allowed by the SQL server. Let us see. I'm again putting the value of admission number 101, which is not correct to do, but let us see. This row will not be inserted. It will show an error because I am violating the primary key constraint. Let us check. See, duplicate, showing duplicate entry for 101 for key primary, means primary key constraint has been applied upon admission number column, which should not be duplicated. So let me correct my error. I'm changing it as 102. Now row should be inserted. Let us check. See, row has been inserted. Let us check the data. See. Now we will violate the not null constraint which has been applied upon the name column, means I will not put the value of name column now, and it will show an error. Let us see. Now insert into student, then I have mentioned the four column names for which I want to put the value except name column, then values keyword 103. This is admission number, this is roll number, this is gender, and this is mobile number, random figure. So it will show an error. See, name does not have a default value, means I cannot skip the value of a name column because I have put the not null constraint there. So let me rectify this. Name here. Accordingly, I have to mention the value of a name column. So now this will be inserted. Query OK. Let us check. Three rows. Now we will see the functioning of default constraint. Means if I will put the value, skip the value for gender column, it will automatically be inserted. Let us see. I'm not going to put the gender column. Third command means now I haven't mentioned the value of a gender column, means now gender by default should be, I have mentioned male. So let us see. Let us check. See, Ravi, male. I haven't mentioned the gender M here, but M has been inserted because of default constraints. Now last we have the unique value, unique constraint. Now I will try to violate the unique constraint which has been applied upon the mobile column, and this should show an error. Let us see. This is for Rubina. Now I have mentioned the values admission number 105, name Rubina, age 13 fair. And now 1 2 3 4 5, which is the mobile number, also the Rubina. Say Rubina may be the sisters, and their mobile number of their parents is same, but it will not allow because I have put the unique constraint in while column. Let us see duplicate entry because unique, it should be unique value. So I'm changing this. Now it should be inserted. See, very okay. So this was the functioning of all constraints.